Yeah.
There's just so many buyers on there. So many people,
It's growing so much.
Yeah. And people just go to Amazon. They buy stuff there. They don't look around shopping anywhere else. They just think that's where they buy their stuff. So.
And you started dropshipping when, like 2 years ago on Amazon?
No, Amazon was more recent.
Oh, okay.
So it's been less than 2 years, but it's already just taken off.
Less than 2 years?
Yeah.
And you're already doing $100,000 a month?
Yeah.
With what, 6 to 7% profit margin? So you're doing like 6,000 or 7,000 a month profit?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know,
man.
it scales up really quickly. You gotta actually be careful scaling up too quickly.
Because you could get, if you get too many like canceled orders, or like you could get suspended and kicked off super easy if you're not careful.
Yeah. No, yeah, you gotta really know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But there's just so much potential with it. It's been pretty cool.
Cool,
and just
man.
adding that diversity. So, I started out on eBay.
Yeah.
And I really focused all in on that at first. And then
because you did what, like you've done what, over 2 million on eBay alone in the last couple.
2.4, yeah. Yeah. And so it's nice to have multiple streams of income, one on eBay, something on Amazon.
Yep.
So that I could, have that diversity and
Yeah.
all my eggs aren't in one basket. I think it's smart for anyone to do that. But, going all in with one right away was a smarter idea, I think.
I feel like a lot of people know about eBay dropshipping, but not too many people know the opportunity right now with Amazon dropshipping. It's like, I know a lot of people in the dropshipping industry. Obviously you do as well. You've got a YouTube channel and whatnot. But I think Amazon dropshipping is an amazing opportunity now, like especially if you're looking for something scalable.
Yeah, definitely. And I always say that if you want to sell on Amazon and you don't know how to get started, because a lot of people are like kind of scared to get started on Amazon.
Let's take a seat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then it's one of the easier ways to get started, because the barrier to entry just is lower than what it is with like something like private label. Not that those things definitely work for sure, but it's just, I think, a little bit lower barrier to get into it.
Cool. Awesome. Well, let's jump into the video. In this video, we're actually going to talk about 5 of the biggest mistakes that people need to avoid when they're either drop shipping on Amazon or getting started drop shipping on Amazon. So we've got these 5 tips. So if you guys are excited for this video, do us a big favor and smash that like button down below. If you guys want to learn more about Amazon drop shipping, Paul does have a YouTube channel, which is
just my name. You can search for Paul J. Lipsky or search for Paul Dropshipping, and I usually come up right away. Yeah,
we've done a bunch of videos together today, and also over the last probably 6 or 8 months, we've done probably a good 5 to 10 videos together. So definitely check it out. But let's dive right into it. And the reason why we're talking about mistakes is because a lot of people, they start a business and they don't realize that what they don't know can kill them. And you've got to avoid, like, especially with Amazon dropshipping, there's a good 5 that can definitely take you out, knock you out of the business if you're not aware of it. It's not anything super complicated. Some of these things, are somewhat common sense, but a couple of them aren't. So you guys are going to want to definitely stick around for the entire video. But mistake number 1, not using software, right? When it comes to dropshipping on eBay, it's almost a little better right now, especially with the new terms of service update, not to use as much software. But on Amazon, it's a little bit different, right? So talk about that, manual versus using dropshipping software.
Yeah, I think it's dangerous not to use it, because with the dropshipping model, you're relying on third-party retailers, how much they're selling it for, whether the item's in stock on those websites. So if those price change on those websites, stock changes, you want something that will look at all the inventory for you all the time and make those changes on Amazon for you. Plus, the software that we use is actually software that really the high-level sellers on Amazon, I'm not talking about drop shippers here, I just mean like any ordinary seller on Amazon uses, because it allows you to be super competitive on Amazon, which is really good for business.
Awesome, cool. So definitely look into software. Is there 1 or 2 that you recommend most? I know there's different areas of an Amazon dropshipping business that you would use software for, obviously listing products, product research, different things. Is there a couple that you could recommend to the viewers?
Yeah, so the ones that you want are the ones that will reprice your items and put them in and out of stock for you. So the main one there is called Informed. It used to be called App Eagle. That's the
App Eagle changed their name to Informed?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, okay, I've heard great things about App Eagle.
Yeah. So it's the same company. So that's the one that you should start with.
Okay, is there any other softwares you recommend?
Yeah.
Or?
So Informed won't actually pull the prices from your supplier's website. So the software that will do that is called Web Scraper app.
Okay.
That pulls the information from, like, let's say Walmart, and then sends it to App Eagle. And App Eagle's, Informed.
Yeah.
And Informed is the one that will actually do the repricing for you. So they work together.
That's interesting because a lot of people want to start drop shipping on Amazon, but they're like, well, I have to worry about inventory levels, repricing. What if it goes out of stock? It handles all of that.
Yeah, it does.
Wow. And it's dynamic too. It's always moving.
Yep, it does.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. So definitely check that out. Anything else you want to say, or?
No, it's just it's something that Amazon encourages, this kind of thing.
Cool. Now this is the big thing right here. What I said before, what doesn't know you could kill you. When it comes to this is huge. So make sure you're taking notes and listening. I'm gonna just say one word and he's probably gonna go off on a crazy rant because this is the number one thing that's gonna hold people back or get you kicked off, get in trouble. That one word, metrics.
Yep, definitely.
What comes to mind when you think of beginners starting Amazon and not looking at metrics?
Danger. Because I'm speaking from experience here. Yeah, I'm talking totally from experience here because when I started, I didn't have anyone guiding me. There was not much information out there about how to do drop shipping on Amazon. And a lot of people who are selling on Amazon that you hear about on YouTube, they're doing FBA, which is fulfilled by Amazon. With FBA, you don't have to worry about metrics so much because Amazon handles so much for you. With dropshipping, though, you do. And with metrics, the issues are things like not getting your items out on time, not making sure that they get delivered, items being canceled, claims being opened up and not dealing with them correctly, making sure you have tracking numbers uploaded. These are common sense things, right? But there's a certain way that Amazon wants things done. You have to do it right, or Amazon doesn't count as good metrics.
So what advice would you give to people watching right now in terms of how to actually go about checking metrics? Is this something that you're typically doing on a regular basis every day? I know that you had mentioned that, I don't know if it was in this video or another video, we've been shooting a bunch of videos, so make sure you subscribe, but you had mentioned that you only spend 20 or 30 minutes a day in your Amazon dropshipping business, which is crazy because you're making $6,000 to $7,000 profit. But are you checking metrics? Is that part of your 20 to 30 minutes per day running this business, or are your virtual assistants doing it? And I want to clarify, he's only spending that much time because he has a team. He's gotten to the point where he's been able to hire a team.
Yeah.
So maybe you can clarify that.
So the metrics are something that both I monitor and my virtual assistants monitor. It is one of the most important things. So when you go into your Amazon selling account, you can see it right there on your Seller Central dashboard. They give you that information. You can go into your metrics and see, it tells you right there. Amazon tells you what's important. They tell you about your order defect rate and how it's calculated and what you need to stay on top of to make sure that you don't get in trouble. So they'll tell you, for instance, that your valid tracking rate has to be above 95%. So they tell you that. So it's pretty simple once you know where to look.
Cool. So again, make sure, just to recap, and I want to harp on this because it's so important, make sure that you get familiar with the metrics, make sure you get familiar with what you need to kind of stay on top of. And yeah, it'll definitely help you from getting in trouble. Number 3, the third biggest mistake. Number 1, not using software. Number 2, not checking your metrics. Number 3, this is a big one, overwhelm and overthinking the various aspects of the business of what needs to get done.
Yeah, so this is something that I see a lot because with dropshipping, one of the things that you'll see is that there are many different ways that you can learn to make more money on each sale. For instance, something that I see a lot is that you can become what's called tax exempt. So when you're purchasing items from your suppliers' websites, like Walmart and Walmart and Home Depot, for instance, you don't have to pay them sales tax. There's rules about this and different regulations. You have to do it right. So some people get overwhelmed. They're like, oh my gosh, I got to figure out that before I can start, and I have to figure out, well, once they buy the item, where am I going to purchase it from, and blah. And people just go crazy, and they never get started. They don't do anything. Yeah. And there's this great quote, and I'm going to butcher it, but it's something like, you just got to jump and you'll build your wings on the way down.
I think Pat Flynn, I don't know if that was his, but he had a book that he had written recently.
Oh yeah?
It was something related to that. But yeah, it's so true.
Yeah, it's so true.
When your back's against the wall, when you burn all the bridges, when you just jump, human beings are very innovative. We find a way. We make a way.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need to know it all before you get started. You won't be able to fully understand it until you get started.
Yeah, that's a big one right there. Glad you mentioned that. Number 4, the fourth biggest mistake to avoid when drop shipping on Amazon is listing any product without understanding sales rank.
Yes.
You're not in the game of just listing as much as possible. The same with thrifting, RA, OA. It's not about, let me put it this way. There's a strong correlation between how much inventory you have in your sales, but you've got to pay attention to the sales velocity, the profit margins, different things like that. So I'll let you touch on that.
Sure. So I see this mostly with people coming from eBay to Amazon who have no Amazon experience because they don't understand what's called the bestseller rank or the BSR
the BSR,
for short.
baby.
And I know a lot of people who do retail arbitrage do know about it because it is really important.
Super important.
Yeah. So what the BSR is, the bestseller rank is each category, they rank all the items in that category. So in like toys and games, for instance, if you're number 1, if your product is number 1, that means it's selling like crazy.
Yeah.
And if you're number 1 million, it means nobody's ever buying your product, right? You don't need to you don't need to sell products that are just number 1.
It's a snapshot in time of the sales velocity.
Yeah, because it's changing every hour, that BSR, based on the most recent sales. So you don't need to be number 1, but you don't want to be 1 million. You know, you want to keep it at least under 300,000 with drop shipping.
Right. So yeah, you want to be building up your inventory over time, but you also want to make sure that you're selling items that have a solid BSR just based upon your business model that are turning. And the bestseller rank, again, is a snapshot in time of the sales velocity. So the lower the number, the more it's typically selling. But keep in mind, like Paul was saying, because this is important, each category is going to have a different sales rank. So let me put it into terms like this. A board game. No, let me say, how about a video game with a 20,000 sales rank in the video game category isn't very good. That's a very, very slow seller. But a board game within the toys category at 20,000, whew, that, man, making some sales with that. So you've got to be cognizant of the category that you're in. And mistake number 5, we're moving along quite quickly here, is not maximizing profits. This is big because this will turn a type of sale into an excellent sale, being tax exempt, and then doing some of these things that I'm gonna let you touch on for profit boosters.
Yeah, so you make a sale, you go to purchase it from your supplier's website. So many people leave money on the table. Steve mentioned becoming tax exempt. You can also use things like discounted gift cards that adds a few percentage profit. You can use cashback credit cards. That's like 2% profit right there. Cashback websites, you can get up to 3%, sometimes 5%. All those stacked on top of each other, you can double, triple your profit.
So sometimes you could even take a front-end loss, essentially. Like it might not even be making a lot of money, but by stacking everything together, like the average beginner might be looking at a product that they want to drop ship, and they're going to say, they're going to run their numbers, whatever they're using for their software, and it's not going to make sense. But someone who's tax exempt, someone who's using gift cards, portals, different things like that, all of a sudden you go from not making anything to now making your 5, 6, 7, 8%. And again, the profit margins are much lower with this business model. So don't get scared if you're coming from retail arbitrage or OA thinking I'm used to 50, 80, 100% margins. With that model, you're having to physically work every single time. I know OA is a little bit differently if you're using prep centers and whatnot, but with this business, once you have an item that's listed,
you never have to go buy it again. You never have to physically go to the store to buy it again. It's
and with
online.
drop shipping, that supplier is shipping it to the customer. So obviously you're facilitating the process of the sale, customer service and whatnot.
Yeah, but you don't have to
you
don't have to handle the inventory. Yeah.
So while the profit margins might be at 6 or 7, you might be saying that's crap. You could scale it much larger. Maybe you could touch on that a little bit.
Yeah. So I mean, for instance, I'm doing about 100 grand a month in sales. So 6% profit margin doesn't sound like a lot, but that's good money. Well, at the end of the day, what matters is how much money you take home. Right?
And you can automate this business. We're not saying dropshipping is the best and only business model. We're not here to do this. We're here to share with you an opportunity. But what's cool about dropshipping is you can hire virtual assistants to run the business. Like it's a business that you can outsource, whereas other businesses such as, my YouTube channel, we talk a lot about thrifting. We talk a lot about retail arbitrage, garage sales. Yes, you can outsource that, but this is a big but, you gotta hire physical employees, warehouses, or you're utilizing prep centers, you're having to touch the products. There's a lot more that goes into the mix. So that's one of the reasons why we love dropshipping. So hopefully you were able to learn a lot about this video and the big 5 mistakes to avoid before you get started, or even if you're running an Amazon business right now. If you guys enjoyed this video, do us a favor and smash that like button down below. If you haven't already, subscribe to Paul J. Lipsky on YouTube. And if you're interested in starting this business model and you want someone to coach you, help you along the process step by step, he does have a course as well, which is very, very good. I've gone through it and is a lot of successful students. It's called
Amazon Dropshipping Titans.
Awesome. So I'll link that up below. Also, a bunch of free bonuses I'm throwing in if you decide to go through that. But definitely a great program, great guy. Check out his YouTube channel. And with that being said, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.